This whole idea began in 2008. Larry Swan was over the men's ministry. He had started the 24/7 Dads program. We'd started the Earn While You Learn for women. He wanted to start the Earn While You Learn for men. We were thinking, how are we going to do this? We're already at the Poplar Center. We're already at capacity.
We had, I think 12 guys in here, and they couldn't even hardly move. And so, I think that's what got us thinking a little bit. We really do need more room.
So then we thought, well, maybe we can build on. So right behind the center at Poplar, there's a vacant lot. We thought, well, okay, let's see if we can't buy that, and we'll build something simple there where we'd have some more room. This is it, Beth. This is where we started. We thought, okay, this lot's right behind the CPC. Let's see if we can't purchase it and put up
a pole barn.
Yeah. We found out that this was not available, so the city told us we've got some lots down here you can have. So
that was an exciting phone call. We thought for sure that was the God thing, didn't we?
This lot right here was one that the city said we could have.
And giving it to us for free was certainly an enticing thought. Right. I mean, that was within our budget.
Right, it was within our budget.
And we both kind of quieted down. The excitement just kind of sucked down, and we thought something's not right with that.
It just didn't seem that this was the place. And that's what we were looking for. God, what is your plan? And he clearly spoke this was not his plan.
But it fit really well into our mind because we wanted it now.
Exactly.
Not 6 years later, but now.
So I came back in the office just like, I just don't see this. And I went into the boardroom and I just sat down and I got the staff together. It was just like the Lord spoke to my heart, and I said, what if we?
I remember you bringing all of us in saying, let's just do some dreaming. Let's just, if you could, what would that look like for each of you? So we all left, all wrote down all of our little things and came back in. Sharon said, what's everybody thinking? And I just remember Sharon sitting there real quietly saying, well, that was within our budget. Where everything we just wrote down on paper was something we could do now. You gotta dream big outside the budget. And then we're like, oh, okay, really dream. We're gonna dream now.
What if we could build a building big enough to house all of our support groups right downtown in the business section, right next to ISU, and reach the most abortion vulnerable individual that there is? Wouldn't that be amazing? And we all just kind of sighed and we went, yeah, but that's a big dream. And that looks impossible from a financial standpoint.
As we went from there, the Lord sent those little things to let you know that He's hearing you and listening, and that's when He sent Jim Owen our way.
He had gone up to the campus and he'd seen how small that was, and he said, you guys need something bigger.
Just started measuring and encourage, and we began to think, wow, okay, maybe this isn't just us coming up with some wild scheme, but maybe there's some credibility here. And it just kind of opened our mind to see that God could do something bigger than what we thought.
The excitement was building. I had shared this with the board. The board said, yes, let's pursue this. Let's just see where God takes us. And then I thought, well, who can help us? And I called Paul Thrift.
Really, when you spread the annual operating budget of the CPC out and look at it, and you look at the depth of the donor list, it doesn't add up that you could support, from a purely human, secular look at it, a facility with a capital budget of what we're embarking on and what we're talking about. From my experience, that's what I looked at, and that's the conclusion that certainly I drew, and knew that what you were desiring was not marrying up with the facts that I was looking at, without question. And so I kept saying, hey, this is gonna take some time. We need to be patient. I didn't know how long it would actually take.
I know. One time I was encouraging you.
Right.
Remember?
And through that, it took many twists and turns as to what locations and alternatives there were. finding existing structures that would be a lower cost option. And Sharon continued to keep us on point. Sometimes to my frustration, like, look, here's an easy out. Let's take this easy out here. And the doors opened and closed and opened and closed, and really a lot of doors closed that we thought would be an acceptable solution. And so, but fortunately, you didn't settle for any of those. And really none of them really played out. And so we just felt the doors were closing there. And I know a lot of prayers went into it. You know, we could not have done this on our own. And you could not, the center could not, with just the human resources that are in place and from a sheer numbers standpoint. So it leaves no doubt that it was his work and not ours that made it possible.
It was something far beyond us. It was a God-sized project that only He could do. It was impossible looking at it. It was impossible from our perspective, but God had another idea.
Really, this is not about a building or a process. It's ultimately about the work that you do and many volunteers at the Crisis Pregnancy Center. There's such a need, and you look at the lives that are affected through, you know, both men and women, through the situations that come to you. So I'm really just humbled to be a part of the process and to see God's work in this.